live. Welcome to the Saturday Softpot Club. It's the 20th of January and it's still cold and miserable outside. I've been a hobbit and I have to admit I've procrastinated a lot. But I've been really enjoying it, and you know, they say that, time wasted, if you enjoy it, isn't wasted. I mean, I agree. So often, I don't know, happiness, smiling. Hello, Alex. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining me. Yes, I was just going to share, actually, see if a few more people join me, but I thought I'd just share a poem by Spike Milligan, and he's spot on. If we want to change the world, we have to change ourselves first. And sometimes, when you walk around, nobody smiles. And if you smile at them, they think you're absolutely bonkers. And if you look them directly in the eye, goodness gracious me, that's a challenge. Our world has become so closed, and people have become so closed. And Helen, my friend Helen Wilson, said, I don't care how close it's going to be. I'm going to keep smiling at people. I'm going to keep looking at people. I'm going to keep open. And, it's hard not to finish up responding as other people and closing down and not really looking. And it takes a bit of doing to, I'll just put this bell down. It takes a bit of doing, doesn't it, to find your smile. And sometimes you can't find your smile at all. But I just have to share this with you. It's just brilliant. You probably know it. Smiling is infectious. You catch it just like flu. When somebody smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I walked around the corner and someone saw me grin. When he smiled, I realised I'd passed it on to him. I thought about this smile and then realised its worth. A single smile like mine could travel round the earth. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Start an epidemic and get the world infected. Spike Milligan, ho, your sacred spirit. I love that. And it's so true. A smile is infectious, but sometimes it's very hard to find your own smile. And change in this world has to happen within, doesn't it? And, I find that softpots are the easiest way to connect back with myself and to create something that I love and to generate love and happiness. It's hard to describe until you actually do it. But there is just a wonder of magic in softpots. And when you make it, it changes your world. It really does when you make softpots. Here we go. I'll just show you a few. Remember that? That's been outside in the rain and the snow, and it's still cold. But it's very, very happy and doing very, very well. And that's a sort of little medium-sized soft pot. And you see, soft pots are kind to plants. Oh, hello, Ada. Hello. So, yes, there we go. Remember that one? I made that a month or so ago. Easy peasy. It's just been outside in the garden. This one is one of my favourites, And this is just to show you that you don't actually have to put a plant in a soft pot if you don't want. This is a fake plant. This is just something I found and I really liked. And so you can evolve things, with your soft pot and just make it interesting. It's a whole world of possibilities, it's soft pots. And what else have I brought in for you? Just to show you how this is going on. Again, made this quite a long time ago now for Jilly Jewel. And it's just a nice little peace lily, and it's just getting on with the job. And you can see how pretty it is. And this is how they wear. They're soft, strong, supportive, giving. They're just like the stockings that they're made from, really. And like the ladies who use them. If you don't mind me adding that as well. Yes. Elizabeth. Oh, hello, Elizabeth. You made a soft pot last week, didn't you? Soft pots make me smile and laugh and happy. And so do you. Oh, thank you. Well, again, it's generated from soft pots. At one point, I used to wander around in black like a dark cloud and wonder why I was so depressed. But until I found soft pots, I had ideas you know, ideas that I pursued. I came up with a better bucket, a better hoe, a better insect deterrent, a better ironing board. And I believed. But I found that soft pots is the only thing that really touched my heart, actually got in, more than just an idea. And it does, it affects you on many, many levels, the soft pots. And actually, once you start making them, it's just such a source of happiness, isn't it, Elizabeth? It really is. I mean, you can buy a kit from me on my website, softpots.com. You can contact me, Annie at Softpots. And I try to do them so that, you know, a £10 kit will make you 5 or 6 of these. A £20 kit, you could have a party. A soft pot party, and they're so easy to make. Anyway, and you can do things with soft pots that you would never normally do. I mean, you can't go around kissing your terracotta or plastic pots, can you? It's just, ooh, they're just so tactile. Anyway, yeah, let's move on. This I showed you last week, but I still really love it, and I haven't been out much this week. This is a glom, and it's got a flat back, see? And it can just glom onto the wall. Hangs from a tiny little hook, and in there's my little badger, see? Soft pots wear all sorts of jewellery, feathers, beads, creatures. It's a world to itself, you know. I mean, it really does create its own world, and it generates its own vibrational form of happiness. There's just something happy about soft pots. Can't get away from it. Right, what am I doing? I'm going to put this down here. There we are. Just pop you there for a minute. Oh, the clock. Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, just here. I've had that years and years and years. It was in York on Stonegate when I had the shop on Stonegate. And it's still cracking on. And I love it. Love that too. Right. This is just a pretty little ditty. I keep it for my mum. And it's just a little money tree. And you know, indoors or out, you just can't, you can't do better for a plant. I mean, soft pots are all about kindness. Kindness to plants. And when you make them, you're being kind to yourself. There's just, it's inexplicable unless you actually try it. So try it! Order a kit, give it a go. Join me when I make one today. Yeah, if you've got any issues, you can always come, just put them up. Georgia. Hello, Georgia. Hello, my love. Oh, nice to see you. And give my love to Gail and your lovely family. Yep, well, you'll remember the clock, won't you? That's that same clock that I started with in York. Yeah. I mean, soft pots are really good to plant, so when you make a soft pot, the likelihood is you'll have it for a long, long time. Right. Oh, do you remember this? I thought I'd just bring this in, just to show you, because it's such a pretty girl, and because it's winter time, you know, there's always something to make. And this one is just wearing a little woolly dress. I find that in winter time, I tend to make woolly things. But it's pretty, isn't it? Oh, good. Hello, Alex. Oh, lovely, lovely. Thank you for joining me in India. Namaste. Hello to all your wonderful astrology friends. Yes. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. And I thought I'd bring in something that's old. This is old. And this is just my little camellia plant. But you can see, do you remember this? You'll remember this, Georgia. This was in the alleyway as well. It's got to be at least 6 years old, 7 years old. It's beautiful, beautiful. See, it's all got the snow on it. And the thing is, with moss pots, you know, they protect the plant's roots from the snow and from the sun as well. They're just altogether better pots. And, ooh, I know what I was going to show you. Something you haven't seen for a while. I'll just clear this away. And remember my 7 oaks? Well, I brought them back from Henshaw's, and they've just gone to sleep, really, in my front garden. Well, I say front garden, I haven't got a garden, really. Do you remember that? There we go. And this is a 7 oak bond set. And you can see Little badger in there. Ha ha ha. And that's Seven Oaks, and that's got to be 18, 19 years old. And still going really, really well. Not even trying to get out of its pot. I mean, soft pots are a really easy way to make, well, I call them bonsets because they're liberated bonsai. But they stay inside their pot. They don't try to get out. And if the roots do come through, you just rub them off with your finger, with your hand. And they go, oh, and they just bonsai themselves. They didn't like that when I said that I gave a talk about soft pots to the Bonsai Society at Harlow Car. When I said that about, oh, you just rub the roots off, you don't need any of your instruments, I heard them all go, as one, grab their instruments and drag them closer. And I never got invited back. Yeah, you can make bonsai really, really easily. And if you decorate them, they're lovely. If you leave them plain, they grow their own moss. Can't beat a soft pot, really. Outside, they absorb the ground and the rainwater. They're not prisoners like plants in ordinary pots. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you a few old ones, a few new ones. Got something I've been working on, I'm not really sure. It's a funny sort of time of year, and I tend to experiment with things. And I've made this. I mean, I'm no artist, but I'm going to give him arms made out of soft pot. Made out of stocking soft pots. And so he's going to sit on a wall and just look over the wall. And I think he'd be very effective at Henshaws. I call these guardians. I tend to put them on walls, any place where, is vulnerable really, because funnily enough, people can somehow sense it, that they're there and watching, just like that. Yeah. Anyway, that's him. And I did another one which is a bit odd, I have to admit. Where is she? Probably hidden her. At the moment I've been undoing a lot of the Christmas stuff and just taking out what I don't want and keeping what I do. And if you remember the shepherd from the Christmas display that I did at Henshaws, I picked some pictures of the shepherd that we'd made. Well, when I undid all the bits, it just flopped forward, and I could see this. And soft pots are very, very sculptable, and it just suggested, something rather, sort of felt like me in bed in the morning. But yes, you can work on all these sort of things, and if you don't like it, change it. Soft pots are incredibly mouldable, sculptable, and if you don't like it, put another cover on. If you don't like it, take the cover off and leave it plain. Can't go wrong really with a soft pot. Right, let's have a go. What have I brought today? Now, is anybody joining me to actually make a soft pot by any chance? Oh, hello, Karen Clink Scales. Ho. Hello. Ada? Oh, are you back from England? From Spain? Right, I don't know. I've got an ivy. Pretty little ivy, boring. But, having said that, good in all weathers, in all situations. And ho to the ivy. It's symbolic of courage and tenacity. And yes, that's what ivy is. You're just back? Oh, just back from Spain. Oh, I hope your mum's better. Right, let's crack on. I'm going to crack on with something. And we'll go from there. Ooh. Right, let's have a look at what I've got. Actually, I've got this funny little creature. I only ventured to Asda, and this was all I saw. Oh, hello, Andrea. And Ashley, hello. Ha ha ha. What do you think? Shall I do the Heather? Quite interesting. Oh, good. I am glad she's better, Heather. I could do this. I've got some acidic compost, so I could do that if you like. Or, as usual, a little ivy. There you are, I could give you the choice. First one up, Heather. Okay, Katie Jackson. Heather it is. Ba, ba, ba. Thank you. You're making soft pots these days, Katie? Because you've been to Germany a lot, haven't you? Right, let's have a look. Need some stockings. Tendenia, black glossies I tend to use. And I'm just going to open up that stocking leg. When I say stocking, I actually go and buy tights. When I'm teaching, I have to teach with new, but you can use your own. And, you know, just chop the leg off your stockings or tights. That's what you want, Tendenia glossy. If it's too heavy, all the shiny things don't show through, and it's a complete waste of time. So, right, there we go, taking my stocking leg over, just over the tip, doesn't need to go all the way down. And then I'm just going to put in some wash ground. The soft pots themselves, you know, are really, really light. If I'm making a big hanging basket, something like that, I wouldn't put gravel in. But a bit of gravel helps with the bounce. And, yeah, that's it, that's good. Now, here I have some ericaceous compost. And as long as you use the right compost for the plant, you can't go wrong, as long as you also use the soft pot gold. Now, I know I keep banging on about it, but it's right. Soft pot gold is a natural mineral. It comes from volcanoes and they blow it up like popcorn. And what it does inside a soft pot is it stops that compaction, it absorbs the water and nutrients, and a bit like porridge, it releases it slowly to the plant. And it's pH neutral. Debbie Lee wants to be in your video. Now, I don't know how to... If I press that, let's see what happened. You know, I asked, nobody quite knew. Approve. Let's have a look. Oh, hello, Pippa. Haven't recently, but those I have are doing well. Oh, good. Good, you make lovely, lovely soft pots, Katie. Katie came on a course with me when I was at Grove House, the home of the buffalo, the Royal Antediluvian Order of the Buffalo. That's where the soft pot garden landed up after it left York. So yeah, you came there. That was lovely. Henshaw's is good as well. I didn't think I'd get anywhere better, but Henshaw's is actually better than the Royal Antediluvian Order of the Buffalo's gardens. So yes, here we go. Now, I've got a standard ratio is 3 scoops of compost to 1 of soft pot gold. Now, you can get soft pot gold just on its own if you want from my website. And if you order today, I'll double your order. There we go, 1 scoop of soft pot gold into that bucket, and then I'm going to mix it up. And when I've mixed it up, it's going to look like a rather scrummy cake mix. There we go. And then, when it comes to filling it, best thing to do is just dangle this over the bucket. Let gravity do the work. Now, out a bit more. There we go. And hopefully, gravity will just take it in. The lovely thing about soft pots is, you know, it's perfect for kids because you don't need anything sharp and pointy. It's perfect for the elderly because it gives them all the joy of gardening without, you know, getting a bad back from digging. And you can do it indoors, outdoors, and you don't need much. You just need 1 plant to give you a thrill. And And the love of plants never dies. And I've been to nursing homes where they were just looking at the wall when I went in there, and I thought nothing's going to happen. It felt like the place had been open for 1,000,000 years. And I got all my stuff out, and there wasn't much response. But then, when I got out all the glittery bits, suddenly there was a shift in the energy. And I got them all together, and with some help, I demonstrated what I was going to do, and then they did it with a bit of help. And they did a lovely, lovely job. And then I said, you know, there's more plants there. If you want to make another one, go make another one. And they did. Every single one of them got up on their own, and on their own, they made another soft pot. And you know something, at the end, I took photographs, and those people were back. They were back inside themselves and present. And that was really quite a remarkable thing. And that's what soft pots can do. They can reconnect. You know, there's something beyond words when it comes to plants. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm doing the donut. I've done the bounce, 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 doing the donut. And I'm squishing any lumps that I might find. And if you find any lumps, get your hand in and get them out. If you can't squish them, get them out. And then I'm going to take this down, da-da-da-da, walk it down with my hands, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, give it a stretch. There we go. And then take your plant and get it out of its pot. Come to me, close your eyes, come to me. This is often the most difficult bit, just getting the plant into the stocking in the first place. If you're working with children, just hold the stocking open for them and just let them drop it in. You don't need to force it down, nothing like that. But if you're on your own, just do it however best you can do it. What I do is I get my hands in and I sort of stretch it as wide as I can, and then just drop the plant onto the top. Bring the stocking right up over its head and just tie it up there a bit loose because you want to undo it. And then when it gets to this point, I always tend, it's the plant sitting proud on top of the pot. Here's the compost below. All I'm going to do now, put my thumb as a marker on its neck there, and I'm just going to lift up the compost and tuck the plant in. I mean, soft pots are so kind to plants and so relaxing to make. It's just a joy. And everything wants a nice home. Everything wants the best conditions for its life. And if you have to have a plant in any pot, then make it a soft pot. And you can grow, you know, I mean, you can start off a little tomato plant in a small pot, and when it gets too big and the roots are coming through, instead of rubbing them off, you just connect another soft pot to it, and so it goes on. And eventually you finish up with something that looks like a sort of pagoda, a very, very pretty pagoda. And the plant, the tomato, has just grown from one to the other to the next. No root transference, shock, nothing. And you can pick the whole up, take it with you. I mean, soft pots are incredibly movable. In this day and age, you know, it's hard to invest in a garden if you're in rented accommodation, and they won't let you do anything anyway. But with soft pots, you can decorate your whole outdoor space, hanging space, wall space, and take it all with you when you leave. It's a freedom, because I mean, a lot of pots also are very, very heavy. Plastic pots heat up in the sun and freeze the roots in the winter. And altogether, I mean, soft pots are much, much kinder. I've just taken a slice off that tight, and I'm tying it round the neck. And just when it gets to the point where I think, oh, that's a bit tight, but I can still get my finger in there, see? That's where I'll leave it. Doesn't really matter too much about the shape at the moment. Now, I don't know if anybody's with me or not. Pippa Hutchinson. Oh, hello. Lovely lass. Yeah, thank you for joining me. Right, what am I doing? Da-da-da-da. We've got orange, haven't we? An orange. Let's have a look. I must have a bit of orange something or other somewhere. Ooh, what's that? No, that's red. Oh, red will do. There we go. What you want when it comes to decorating are synthetic materials. This is organza, and organza is just fantastic. It's just, when you make a soft pot, you're making a fairy going to the ball. You're dressing a fairy going to the ball. And every ball gown needs a petticoat underneath it, and some sheer form of synthetic material is ideal. I mean, it doesn't have to be organza, just as long as it's synthetic. And pull that material underneath that tie that you've made there, just to hold it all in place. There we go. And then, what we're going to do is a bit of orange. This is going to be a bit of a firecracker. Da da da. Now, when it comes to decorating your soft pot, as I said, always stick to synthetic materials, except, this is the exception, colour grass. Colour grass is a natural material. I think it comes from something in the carpet industry, and it comes in the most incredible, beautiful colours. And this is what allows you to make a soft pot to match anybody's decor, anybody's eye colour. And if they change their decor, you can just change your soft pot to match. It's a way of making really bespoke gifts, because they will know that you made that soft pot with them in mind. And it really is a very simple, elegant and unique gift to give. I mean, soft pots are brilliant as gifts. It's a skill worth having. It's a skill worth knowing. When you get caught out, you think, oh, what can I give somebody for somebody's, special occasion? Make them a soft pot. They'll love it, and it'll be with them for years and years and years. Now, I've just taken this, I've just fluffed it up a bit. Going to wrap it round here, da-da-da-da. There we go. And that's the basis, really. Might just hook a bit under that tie, just to make sure that it's all not going to disappear down when I bring the top down. Right, now, what else can you put on a soft pot? Let's have a look here. Now, these are street wrappers that I judiciously ate all over Christmas, just so that I could show you how you use sweet wrappers in your decorations. And I mean, you could chop them up into little bits, you could rip them. I'm just going to pop them on under here, just like that. Just like that. You remember Tommy Cooper? That was in the days when the world was a simpler place, also it seemed. I mean, these days, it's hard. It's hard to find simple happiness. Something that can feed your soul, rather than stuff. It feeds your soul. And if you ask me, just as if you cut your body in some way, and your body tries to heal itself, I do believe also that the soul seeks to heal itself. And I think in many ways, working with soft pots has been an incredibly healing event for me. Lots of other things too, but certainly soft pots is just nothing else works as well. It just changes me. This is just a synthetic wool. When I say wool, I mean synthetic. I mean, if you use real wool and it's been outside for about 6 months, it can look quite sort of a bit mouldy looking. But I rather like it. It's patina, if you ask me. But if you don't like it, soft pots are washable, Just take a damp cloth, wipe them off. If they've been in the house for a while and they're getting a bit dusty and dull, just take a damp cloth, wipe them, and they'll come up bright and shiny, just like the day that you made them. There we go. I've just put on a bit of that. Let's have a look at what else. I do like lumpy, bumpy textured acrylics. I have to admit, I've been using these quite a lot recently. And the thing is that once you've made a soft pot, there's no end to it. Absolutely. Everywhere you go, everything you look at, you think, can I put that in a soft pot? You enter into a completely different world, you know. I'm just putting loads and loads of woolly bits. As I said, at the moment, I'm sort of quite woolly, probably because it's cold outside. 'Cause it's cold outside. Da, 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 da. There. Now, is it beginning to look like a fairy going to the ball? That's what I want to know. And depending, it's funny, you know, after a while you get to know yourself and you get to know how you are just by the things that you've chosen to put into your soft pot. I can often spot when I've got a cold or something trying to come through. Yeah, just from the colours. And I mean, soft pots are very telling, and it's interesting to see how they've been used in various therapeutic environments to great effect. Right, what else have I got? Let's make this into Let's just put a little collar on there, like that. I don't know whether it gets seen through. I'm pushing material underneath that collar that I've just dropped. It's just a bangle. I've just dropped it down over the top. And let's have a look. Sequins, of course, of course. There we go. By the way, you know, I'm doing these. I'm still trying to film this course, and basically, I've altered things a bit. It's a day course. If you want to do the day course, you're welcome to do it. If at the end of that day course you want to become a registered soft pot maker, you can, because you know soft pots are a wonderful way of just making a little bit, just a little bit here, there. You know, if you want to develop that aspect of, you know, soft pots for yourself, you see, it's lovely. It really is lovely. You meet the most lovely people, and it's nice. I'm not everywhere, so if you're a registered soft pot maker and someone contacts me and says, "I want a soft pot. I want to go on a course," I'll put them onto you and they contact you and go from there. It's sharing the love and sharing the smiles. Yeah, I think so. I do. Now, let's have a look. I'm taking it down, lifting it up a bit, giving it a little bounce. Take that down, take that over. And now, all this is sticking out here. Don't be tempted to pick it up and shove it underneath, because you need to keep it clear. Always keep it clear. And, right. Now, I'm almost tempted to give it a little bit of something different. Maybe make her into a dancing lady. Now, at one point I used to get wire and I used to strip it all down from electrical things. These days I just use this particular type of wire because it's very good and it's covered, and so you don't have to wrap it. You can make it really pretty. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to make a little circle with this. It's quite expensive, but it goes a long way, and you don't have to faff about trying to disguise what sort of wire it is that you've made the ring from. But any sort of ring from anything really, or do. You can get creative with that. And I've just made that little bit there. And I'm going to take it down, I'm going to take it over. I'm going to take that and push it up. Actually, hang on. Maybe it would be easier. See that underneath? Grab it. Grab its bum, don't let it go. I think maybe it would be easier if I bring this down first, bring this over. I'm stretching it down over my arm, see? And see where that bracelet is? There we go. Right, gonna get my hand in, gonna stuff that up, and hear it all crunching, all the sweet wrappers. And Marie Meader, oh hello. Thank you for joining me. I'm halfway through doing a soft pot with sweet wrappers and all sorts of different things in. And I thought I just might make it into a skirt. Let's have a look. See, push this up as far as I can go with it there. And then I'm going to get this and just get that in there as well. There we go. Just push that. I mean, you do a sort of lot of fiddling and twiddling. And I mean, the thing is with soft pots, it's budget till you make it. You know, as long as they're made right on the inside, what you do on the outside is entirely a matter of your own taste. And I learnt long ago not to judge. I mean, some that I thought, oh, that'd be dreadful, that'd be awful. Actually, they turned out to be some of the nicest ones. So, I mean, I don't know. And again, it's a matter of taste, isn't it? So, there we are. Push that up. Going to bring this down again. That's it. And then go back here and fiddle with this a bit more. Right, before I do the bottom bit, I'm going to just finish this top bit there. Going to take a slice of tight anything. Just going to define that neckline. Actually, I shouldn't. No, I should wait. Right, bringing this in. Let's fiddle with this a bit. Thing is, if you actually define the neckline when it's like that, and it's still loose, it's dark. But if you do define the neckline after the twizzle, then it's sharp and it makes it, it adds more tension, because soft pots are all about tension, you know. Yeah, they are. Right, let's have a look. Right, what I'm going to do now is I've pushed all that up there. I'm going to do the twizzle. Turn it upside down. Don't start way up there and get it all dizzy. Stay close to its bum there. Twizzle it. Da-da-da-da. And what that does is it welds the whole thing into one, and it makes those stockings as sheer as it's possible for them to be. And all the shiny stuff should leap out. Whoop. See, it's a lot clearer now. And that's how we get the shininess and keep the shininess, because otherwise you finish up with a very dark pot and you want all the shiny stuff to shine through. Bring in the light, bring in the shiny. Right, now I'm going to fiddle and twiddle this back up, because that's moved. And the nice thing is, you know, even after you've done the twizzle and basically finished the pot, you can still alter things and push things around from the outside. So there we go. Let's have a look. going to take that slice of stocking and just force it underneath that bangle that I put on. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah. There we are. Well, for one, for one very, very sad little heather, it's had quite a remake, and I could just alter that. There we are. Give it little frills. I mean, the wonderful thing is it's also flexible, you know, and if you don't like it, you just change it. There we are. Ba 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 ba. Lovely, isn't it? And that's, you know, I think this plant was 65p, and I've turned it into something that's, you know, really, really quite extraordinary. And you see what I mean about the plant? They go, hello, look at me, I'm gorgeous. And if you reflect the colours that are in the plant, even more so. So there we are. One happy little heather with a bangle collar and a dancing lady skirt. I call them skirts, dresses. There's just so many things you can do. Anyway, hopefully this has shown you something new that you haven't seen before, or even if you have seen it, it's a different way of doing it. The little skirt thing's just lovely. You can get this wire from me on my website, and if you're interested in the courses, let me know. And I'll see if I can find someone to get it off my iPad. I filmed everything on the iPad and now I can't get it off. It is an issue. So, I also, I'm starting teaching again at Henshaw's. So if you'd like to come along on a course, again, just contact me. And I'd love to meet you there. It's a wonderful place and very, very special. And the softball garden's there. It's free to enter, it's free to look around, and there's some wonderful walks there too. So, that's it. I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm just going to pop my soft pot there into a little bowl. Have I got any water? I'm just going to add a little water at the bottom. As a general rule, always water soft pots from underneath. And especially cyclamen, because they hate being watered, getting their necks wet. I always tend to think of them a bit like swans. You know, they're really, really proud, but they hate to get their necks wet, but they like the water. So always water a soft pot generally from underneath. Stand it in a bowl, leave it there 5-10 minutes, and it'll just suck up the moisture. And when you pick it up, it won't be drippy or soggy. And you can put it on a tiny little dish, or the top of a little plastic container. I got the ones I really, really like. I can't find at the moment. I think they've all gone out. But yes, you just need just a little thing to protect your furniture. Not a big, deep, dishy thing at all. Outdoors, they look after themselves. So hopefully you'll be with me next week. Don't know what I'm going to do next week. I might still be in hibernation mode. But I do know that when you make a soft pot, you find your smile. You find your happiness. And it's instant. It's an instant response. You don't have to wait for it. You can just do it right there and then. And it's a way of making you happy. And happiness has got to be the first starting point to getting a smile. And once you've got a smile, you can share it. And you know that song I teach the little children in schools? So, A smile is the same in every language, no matter who or where. A smile is a gift and free for giving. Share, share, share. And yes, it's much, much easier to find your smile and share when you make soft points. From the heart, that's all I can say. Try it. It's good. It's good. Well, thank you very much indeed for joining me wherever you may be. And hopefully I'll see you next week doing something slightly different. Well, speak to you soon, I hope. See you soon. Bye for now. Thank you.